Hey guys, it's Lizzie. Thank you guys for all being here on time. I was on time, so I think I should actually be saying that to myself. But I'm going to read through all of your comments. I'm so excited to stream together so that I can hear what your guys' perspectives on this are as well. Is the audio working? Can you guys tell me? Because I was listening to my headphones recently. Oh, okay, it's working. Cool. I am listening on my computer as well, so I can read your comments more. I'm on my phone right now. But, stop. Sorry guys, I hear myself talking, it's so annoying. Okay, so today I'm going to be reacting to You Need to Calm Down by Taylor Swift. Thank you for telling me the audio is working. So I want to start by saying that I am a huge Taylor Swift fan. Not to be weird, but your hair looks nice. Oh my gosh, so I was actually, okay, disclaimers and then I'll talk to you. So disclaimer, if you're new to my channel or you're a new subscriber, I love Taylor Swift. I'm going to go to her concert. I think the song is catchy. The first verse and the bridge of the song have nothing to do with gay rights or gay marriage. It's just the second verse, and I think the music video as well is what really irritated a lot of people, because it painted this caricature of Christians being very like holding up signs, being like Adam, Eve, not Steve, you're going to hell, when that's not at all how the majority of Christians are. That's maybe like 2% of Christianity, right? It's like the Westboro Baptist Church and that's it. And so to have a whole song that refers to Christianity as the Dark Ages, which I'm going to get into, I just found it problematic. And in this video, I'm going to make the argument that this type of you need to calm down thing is part of the reason why Trump was elected and why he will probably be reelected. People who are more conservative minded, who believe there are two genders, who believe marriage is between a man and a woman, which is what the Catholic Church teaches. This group of people is being told, you need to calm down, you're a bigot, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, when really they just have Christian values. And so I think that we should not be saying you need to calm down. I think the issue is the way people go about these things. But I would say the majority of Christians don't need to calm down. Like, I think the majority of Christians are not coming at this from a very, hateful, awful perspective. So is this able? It's not able to flip over. Sorry guys, I'm trying to read the comments easier. So, wow. Exactly, the left does attack people's personal values. So I'm gonna start reading through the comments, and then I'm going to go through the song verse by verse. And I actually really relate to the first verse as a YouTuber, because she's basically talking about online hate, and it's literally the exact same words I use when I read comments. So I'm excited to talk about it. And then yeah, I want to talk about the next election, just because I recently watched the Democrat debate, and there were a lot of socialists running for president. Okay, not a lot, but 3 who were literally socialists. And it's just, it's irritating, because it's like, wow, the Democrat option is partial birth abortion socialism, and then the other option is Trump. And then the left is saying, you need to calm down, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, when people are just like chilling at their church, like they're calm, they're just at their church. And I want to emphasize as well, if you're new to my channel, because I know the people who have been here for a long time you guys know who I am and how I am, and that I'm a very chill, loving, open person. So many people who message me who are gay, when they came out to their family, they were emotionally abused, thrown out of the house. They've been suicidal, cutting. So many of my viewers who are gay or trans have that experience. And so I have the utmost compassion for everyone in that situation. And when I'm talking in this video, I'm not talking about any of those people or those situations. I don't think that's what the song is talking about either. So I just wanted to clarify for everyone that I absolutely love everyone, regardless of sexuality, regardless of how they identify their gender as. But you can love people and at the same time have Orthodox Catholic theology. So I'm going to read all your comments, catch up. If there's any super comments, I will for sure respond to them right now. And then I'm gonna read through the lyrics. So Lizzie, I'm going to be late because I'm going to start reading the Bible when the stream starts, but I might be able to make it in time. If not, I'll just watch when it's uploaded. That's really sweet, actually. Why is this not unlocking? Sorry guys, technical. Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. Okay, you're not chill, you're an Oh my gosh, it scrolled all the way down. Okay, hi Alexander. First comment, but yeah, I'm very conflicted about this subject, so this should be good. As promised to my friend Lizzie, I would always show up to almost every live stream she does. Thank you so much. Hi Liz, hi Roshio, hi Alexander. I'm so glad I came on time. Hope everyone had a great 4th of July. I slept for the majority of my time and watched anime. Nothing, because I'm Canadian. Hello. Hi, Alexandra. Ate way too much food and watched a lot of Star Wars. So, I'll share what I did for 4th of July. So, I'm in a long-distance relationship, as you guys know, but I was with my boyfriend for 4th of July with his friends, and we went out on the lake and in Big Bear. And there was the sun, and there were literally little ducks. There was like a mother duck and like 7 ducklings, I kid you not. It was so adorable. And then we watched the fireworks, and the way fireworks work in Big Bear is they have a local radio station, and they have the fireworks tuned to the music. So they have all these like American anthems, and it was honestly the best 4th of July of my life, because my family is very not patriotic, because we really focus on the flaws of America, like how bad the prison system is, and how our healthcare doesn't help a lot of people, our education system, it doesn't favor people who are lower income. There's a lot of issues and negative things in America, and growing up and for most of my life, I only focused on the negative. But recently, some of my friends from college when they came to America for college, and they're becoming citizens and stuff, and so that, like getting married, and their perspective of wanting to be American so strongly completely changed my perspective and made me fall in love with the country more. And obviously there's so much evil going on in the country, and there's so many problems, but you can still love the people in the country and love parts of the culture even though there's awful things going on. So because my perspective changed, I had a good 4th of July, which was so nice. Where do you live now? I still live in California. I just moved to a different city in California, but it's like close-ish to where I used to live. Okay. It's not her fault. Liz is the people who have the money. What? Thank you for the donation, Michelle. I want to see if there's any other super comments that I missed. Oh, is this a super comment? Look at that Taylor behind me, the guitar slavey. I was actually thinking if I pre-filled this video to like play the notes on my guitar. Okay, so I'm gonna start. I got hacked off my old account. Can I be a moderator again? Yes. Add moderator. I read his tweets. You can go to his account and read them. Anyways, guys, so we're gonna get into the video. So the first thing I want to say, and I noticed before the music video even came out, she started posting a lot of rainbow clothing concert pictures on her Instagram. And I want to be really clear again, I'm not homophobic, transphobic. I don't hate these groups of people. If someone wants to have a concert or a parade for their viewpoint or their group of people or their friends, like we have freedom of speech, But what I've noticed, and it's because I live in California, is something called gay baiting. And people who are in these communities hate it as well. Every single company and brand knows that if they put a rainbow in front of their business, on their products, like just walking around Target a week ago, every single company and brand, they're supporting gay rights, they're supporting LGBTQ, they have rainbows, and it's immoral. I think it's immoral, and don't get the wrong idea about me, but a corporation or a company is trying to make money. So they are making money off of aligning with this ideology. If suddenly the majority of consumers were the opposite ideology, they would change, and instead of having rainbows on their products, they would have the Vatican flag on their products. You know what I mean? I really believe some companies do have pure intentions, but regardless, even if you do have pure intentions, you're making money off of aligning with the cause. And so that was a problem I had with the music video and the song. Taylor Swift is making money off of views on the Vivo YouTube video, music video. She's making money off of Spotify streams. So I'm sure that in her heart, genuinely, she loves these groups of people and she supports them. And in her song Welcome to New York, she had a line, and the line was boys and boys and girls and girls. Why did this, I feel like, sorry guys, I felt weird in the framing. So it's not like a new thing, But the other reason I think she did the song, that it might not have been pure intentions, is because everyone thought she voted for Trump for president. Because so many celebrities were speaking out against Trump and she didn't, which I think was a good move as a business. You don't want to align yourself with a certain ideology and then half the country hate that ideology and then not buy your music, you know what I mean? So it's like a good financial decision to not speak out about the election. But I think because of that, she got a lot of bad press and everyone assuming that she's a Trump supporter. So she wanted to like come really strong for this next album and make people understand that she is progressive. So those were some problems I had with the song. It seems like it was impossible to make a song like that in a way that wasn't for her benefit. So that's the first thing, and I'm going to read the lyric. Oh wait, I don't think this is connected to Wi-Fi. Okay. This is how I don't come prepared to videos. Okay. You need to calm down. Lyrics. And before I get into the lyrics, and the reason I wanted to make this as well is because the first verse is about her talking about her experience as a celebrity dealing with online hate. And obviously I'm a super peasant compared to her, but I do get a lot of online interactions from subscribers and fans, and so I do get hate from people, and her reaction is so funny, and the same things I've said. So, which is, you are somebody that I don't know, is her referring to people talking about her online. So I'm gonna go through and read your comments again so you guys feel included in the live stream, because you are. So someone said that abortion is okay. I don't know who that is. I don't think abortion is okay, so I didn't say it. You didn't invite me to help take photos of you guys. Next time, though. This is the first time I actually joined your live stream. Yay, I'm so happy you're here, Ariel. I saw you play that on Twitter. The song? Yes. I haven't listened to Taylor Swift song. It's very, very catchy, and like I said, the first verse and the bridge are like I totally agree with and everything. Hey Lizzie, for those who speak Spanish and like to know more about Catholic apologetics, you can read Diálogo con los Protestantes. Really good book to read. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot this and hopefully read it. Thanks for the $1.99. You guys are so sweet. You're thanking other people for donating to my channel. Yeah. Fido the Catholic, he never said that. Okay, stop gossiping about people and libel and slandering. It's literally illegal. Okay, so I don't know who Bido is, but you guys can tweet me about it and send me links. Hi, Fatima. That's not gay baiting. Gay baiting has nothing to do with media. I would argue it doesn't have, I wasn't specifically talking about someone's media or her notoriety or popularity as a celebrity. I was talking about businesses who are making money off of aligning with LGBT. Does that make sense? So it doesn't have to do with her fame or notoriety. Starbucks donated to Planned Parenthood. Gay baiting is commonly done in TV shows. Okay, so I think that there are different facets of this that I'm talking about. Most of these companies donate to LGBT causes. If you look at companies like Target, they sponsored the Trevor Foundation. Okay, and so a lot of companies do this, and of course they do that because if they only had the rainbow flag, it would look really, really problematic. But companies still are all about making money. I had this conversation with my sister about like a year ago, and it really, really stuck with me. She read this book on it, and it was just making the argument that like it's impossible to do something with pure intentions as a business because you are making money. So that's why I find stuff like that honestly really cringy, because every other business is doing it, and I guarantee some of these CEOs are conservative. They're libertarian conservatives. They are maybe Christian, Catholic, you know what I mean? Like really highly paid CEOs are not going to be like super SJW liberal. That's not how it works. Especially people who are not millennials. I feel like people above millennials are not going to super connect with how things are culturally. So many of her fans are kids. It's like pushing it, the video especially. There are different kinds of gay baiting and queer baiting. Still excited about the new Chick-fil-A being built here. That's so random. Okay, let's look at the song. So verse 1. You are somebody that I don't know, but you're taking shots at me like it's Patron, and I'm just like, It's 7 a.m. I can't curse on my channel, guys. So, I didn't know what Patron was because I'm a very sheltered, extremely sheltered person. Patron is a type of alcohol. So it's like shots like Patron. I thought that was really cool when I figured out what it was. Say it in the street, that's a knockout, but you say it in a tweet, that's a cop-out. And I'm just like, hey, are you okay? So I really connected to this because it's basically talking about people at 7 a.m. sending paragraphs of how much they hate your video or hate your idea or hate your appearance or hate you as a person. I get a lot of things because I talk about bipolar disorder. I have a lot of mentally ill people on my channel, and I don't say that in a negative way. Like, I objectively am mentally ill, but a lot of people are unmedicated or they're just manic and their medicine isn't working, which I relate to. Like, my medicine doesn't work a lot, but these people will literally write like paragraphs, and it's like clearly you have a mental illness. And so literally, whenever I get really negative paragraphs like that, a lot of times I'll like send it to my boyfriend or my best friend for emotional support, you know? And he'll be like, oh my gosh, that person seems like they're in a manic episode. You're like that when you're in a manic episode, you write essays of text. And so the crazy thing is though, I ask people sometimes if they're messaging me that like, hey, are you manic right now? And they're like, no, I don't even have a mental illness. And so I'm like, hey, are you okay? Because it's like they're writing so much and they're getting so worked up and intense and angry at you over like a really small thing. And so I relate to this where it's like you're reading this thing and it's like 7 a.m. and you're like, how? And I'm just like, it's 7 a.m. So, and then she's saying when you don't say it directly to someone's face, but you say it over the internet, like a cop-out, like you should be able to say things to someone's face, which I agree with. But obviously with the internet, we don't communicate. We communicate through usernames and tweets, and I actually think that's really powerful. But yeah, the hey, are you okay? So many times I've had that song. And I ain't trying to mess with your self-expression, but I've learned a lesson that stressing and obsessing about somebody else is no fun. And snakes and stones never broke my bones, so uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. I don't know how she sings that high. Her voice has improved so much. So I say this all the time, and we're gonna get into the part of the song talking about gay rights. I actually have had the same reaction as she has. I literally on Twitter, I will tweet, how are you guys constantly talking about gay marriage? Some people on Twitter, some Catholics I follow, not 90%, probably like 60 to 70% of the stuff they tweet about is ranting and ranting and ranting about gay marriage being legal and anything having to do with like gay rights, LGBT legislation, anything like that. People spend so much time on Twitter and it seems like they're really, 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 really angry about it and worked up and upset like all the time. And I'm just like, yeah, so let's go on to the second verse, because even though I disagree with the song and how it talks about Christianity and the caricature it plays, I feel exactly the same as her, where some people do like need to calm down. So then it says, you need to calm down, you're being too loud, and I'm just like, uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. You need to just stop. Like, can you just not step on my gown? You need to calm down. You are somebody that we don't know, but you're coming at my friends like a missile. Why are you mad when you could be glad? And then glad is all caps. It's the gay and lesbian. Let's see what it actually stands for. So clearly, I mean, even if, because gay means happy, even without knowing that it was the acronym, you know, you automatically know. So it's the GLAD is, I don't even know what it stands for. To promote lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender equality. So she's specifically talking about an organization. So she's like, why are you upset all the time when you could just be happy? Sunshine on the street at the parade, but you would rather be in the dark ages making that sign. Must have taken all night. You just need to take several seats and then try to restore the peace and control your urges to scream it about all the people you hate. Because shade never made anybody less gay. So let's talk about these part of the lyrics. So she's talking about her friends getting attacked by other people, which I can relate to. And I I'm going to read all of your comments in a second because you guys are saying so many things and I want to involve you. But I actually get very sensitive when people say things about like trans issues, just because I have subscribers who have messaged me who have gender dysphoria, who've been suicidal from it. And so when people start mocking the movement for having like hundreds of genders, but then I'm like, hey, my subscribers who are like my siblings and family, like they were suicidal over this. How dare you attack them like that? Like I have that same reaction where I'm like, you're coming at my family like a missile. You need to calm down. So for me, a lot of times it's the rhetoric that people use to talk about these issues. Like I agree with Catholic Church teaching on everything. I believe and profess all that the church teaches to be revealed by God. And so I agree that marriage is between a man and a woman because every single sex act needs to be unitive and procreative. So, and people always say they're going to label Catholicism as being so oppressive towards so many groups of people, but we just really, really value celibacy. And even in marriage with natural family planning, you have periods of celibacy. St. Paul says in 1 Corinthians, you should take breaks from having sex to pray. And so the purpose of sex is to bond a couple together so that they can raise children intellectually and to know God. So that bond, the sexual bond, is for producing children and raising children and having a family. And in vitro fertilization causes abortions because it creates zygotes and then gets rid of the zygotes. So that's why the Catholic Church teaches that marriage is between a man and a woman, and that sex is only in that covenant marriage relationship. And the church has always believed this for 2,000 years. And so you would rather be in the dark ages. When she says this comment, that was the comment that really, really, really bothered me. Because, okay, I'm going to read all your comments, but my main thing with this is that this is a very common part of our education system where we talk about the ancient Egyptians, ancient Mesopotamia. We talk about the Roman Empire, Hellenism, all of these things, some start of Christianity. And then you like skip over 1,000 years. Literally, it happens in school. It happens in history classes, in church history classes, in philosophy classes. You skip over 1,000 years, and then you talk about like the bubonic plague and the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, but you skip over this whole period of time. And so people call it the Dark Ages, and they think that nothing happened during that time. When in reality, the Catholic Church was creating Western culture during that time. We had amazing philosophy. Catholics invented hospitals. We were doing so much medicine. Catholics created academia. Catholics created the university system. Catholic scientists made contributions to evolution, genetics, natural selection, astronomy, medicine, literally so many things. And so the Dark Ages are not the Dark Ages, it's the Middle Ages, the High Middle Ages. Catholicism was creating so much art as well, so much art, so much philosophy, so much beautiful theology, so many miracles through the saints. And so calling, just anytime you use the word Dark Ages, it's so problematic. It's such an insult. It's so ignorant historically, and it makes me really, really angry. I feel like I'm being attacked. And so I think Taylor Swift needs to calm down. I think people shouldn't use the Dark Ages, and obviously she's probably not using that knowing the weight of how she's using it. But that's the problem for me. LOL, the first university was Islamic. Okay, Catholicism and Islam were both contributing to science and academia during the time. And that actually proves my point even further, because so many people say that religion is anti-intellectual, religion is violent. But Islam as well, Catholicism and Islam were both contributing so much intellectually, are both so intellectual. And so, yeah, that proves my point even more. I absolutely love Islam. Pope John Paul II kissed the Quran. We worship the same God. Miley Cyrus's new song is borderline satanic. We can react to that in the next live stream, yeah? What happened to the video with the Mormon missionaries? My boyfriend is Mormon and I'm Catholic, so it would be so helpful for me. So a lot of people have been asking me. So basically, I got Q&A questions. I planned out the video and we were gonna go film, but then they told me that they're not allowed to because of their leadership. And so I guess like I understand it, because if I wanted to be really mean, I could make them look bad and ask them really intense questions about the Trinity or church history or Jesus coming to America. You know what I mean? Like, I can make them look foolish. I wasn't going to. Like, I promised them it was not going to be intense theology, but obviously, like, their leadership isn't okay with it. So that's what happened with that. Have I gotten any other super comments? I will feel bad. Sorry if I write long paragraphs. No, you're okay. You are so sympathetic and pure. Thank you. Only because of God. More modern music is satanic or just horrifically immoral. Obviously, Max thinks that, the Orthodox. Essays require long paragraph always. Okay, but the issue is when people are writing so much about a small thing about someone you don't know. I agree with you, Lizzie. I know that the majority of the LGBT community aren't bad. They just don't know, and those who do won't say it. I am glad you care about others with mental health. I often wonder that about people online. Yeah. Ever since, like, I'm so grateful that I have mental illness. I would never have said that like 3 years ago, because it was hell the first 2 years. It still is sometimes. But I'm able to connect with homeless people so much, because in the past, you'll see someone and you'll be like, oh, that person's crazy. Or you'll read something online and you're like, oh, that person's crazy. But there aren't that many mental illnesses that have a psychotic breaks. It's just bipolar, schizophrenia, and then there's this other mental illness called schizoaffective disorder, which is a mix between bipolar and schizophrenia. And so when I see a homeless person like talking to someone or like laughing so much and dancing by themselves, like, that's mania, that's schizophrenia. And so I literally, like, and I think it's because I've experienced it as well, I can like feel their emotions, and I've been that person, like how their face looks or what they're doing or their emotion, like I've been that. And so I connect to homeless people, and obviously people online as well. The way people are, like, even small things, like if someone on my Facebook page has bipolar and they got engaged like so fast, or if someone's posting a lot, like I can tell it is because of a mental illness. And I think that before it's just like, oh, that person's crazy. But now it's like, oh my gosh, I've been that person before, but I have people in my life who have helped me, and that's why I'm not homeless. So yeah, I did get kicked out of my apartment though, so I would have been homeless without people. Let's see, guys. Love. How did I end up here, Vincent? Very well said. Hey, Lizzie. Hi, the Mastermind 101. By the way, guys, post what you did for 4th of July and I'll read them. Thank you, moderator. Yes, they were not dark. There were spiritual giants in that time. So glad you say this. I'm a Catholic artist. Divina. No salvation outside the church. More like no salvation in the church. Obviously, there is salvation outside the church. Okay. Oh my gosh. So by that, I mean, there are many people who are, I feel like I've repeated these things so many times in videos, but I keep getting the same questions. So in City of God, St. Augustine says that there are some people in the church who attend mass all the time who won't actually be in the kingdom of heaven. And then there's some people who you see walking around who are atheists right now who might become Catholic on earth and then be in heaven. And then obviously anyone who has a Trinitarian baptism, so like my Protestant baptism, it was technically a Catholic baptism. Anything that is a true baptism is a Catholic baptism if the Catholic Church is the church. Does that make sense? So in that sense, there is salvation outside the church, but it's in the church. It's through Jesus, you know? Hey, I missed y'all. Hi, Luke. That single is modern leftism in a nutshell. Show us how tolerant you are by calling everyone a bigot, silencing critics, and claiming your opponents are evil monsters who despise all gays. How open-minded. Wow. That's intense. I'm Mormon, and there are huge problems with having theological discussions because every source they use is LDS created and self-affirming of LDS theology. It's really frustrating. Yeah, I thought it would just be cool, though, to clear up some misconceptions about them. I am lucky I'm not homeless, too. Yeah. I just signed another lease. I almost died twice yesterday. What? That's crazy. I worked yesterday. Where do you work? I worked yesterday too on my YouTube channel, but not full time. I got to take a break. It was nice. I'm Catholic, but I went to a Protestant community cookout with my mom and watched fireworks at the riverfront in my town. It was so fun. Lizzie, you should not be a teacher in the faith. St. Paul says as much. I don't know what that means. I think that's someone being sexist. The Catholic Church allows women to teach. from the very beginning, women have been missionaries and teachers, not bishops or priests ever. Guys, I have a video script started about how there were not women priests in the early church because so many people claim women were priests and bishops. It's crazy. So I was at this bookstore and I found this book it was hilarious, guys. Oh my gosh. I wanted to show you, but I'm on my phone. Anyway, so it's this book, and then I'll go back to the song, I promise. It was this book of people Catholics reacting to the Pope John Paul II decision, which isn't decision, it was a papal infallibility statement that women will never be priests because they have never been priests, and Jesus only chose men to be priests. And in the early church, when women had such a huge missions role, they were still not priests. Anyway, so we have that statement from Rome, and then we have all these Catholic scholars reacting to it, and they're like, okay, well, let's look at Romans. I actually don't know the Bible verses they're referring to. Let's look at Titus 1:4. There's a female. I think that the Pope and cardinals look at church history is wrong because look at this word. The Greek of this word says this. Therefore, there were women priests. Like, it was insane. Now that I am Catholic, looking back at how I used to be as a Protestant, trying to understand the Bible, you would just be doing these like intense word studies and like going between different Bible passages, and you just like don't know what's true. But with Catholicism, we know what's true 100%. You're looking for 1 Timothy 2:11? Really? I don't know. I can actually get my Bible while we're here. I will be back. Sorry guys, my shorts were kind of like riding up, and I like really want to be modest in this video. 1 Timothy 2:11. Anyways, so there was this book, but it was like astounding to me because it was Catholics basically refuting church authority. And I was like, how are you Catholic? You just, shouldn't be a Catholic. Don't call yourself a Catholic. Go be Protestant. You know what I mean? They were acting like Protestants. So, yeah, but there are places in the Bible where they refer to a woman as an apostle or a woman as a deacon because they had words that were like fluid in how they used them. So you could be like an apostle or an apostle. You could be a deacon or deacon kind of thing. So I'm going to make a whole video on that. I used to have a woman pastor, but she retired, unfortunately. She was amazing. And like, women can do ministry in Catholicism. They can teach classes. They can be youth ministers. They can go to school for theology and be a professor. For anyone like me who's a conservative, give Lizzie a chance. It may seem like she's wrong, but she's got a good heart. Okay. My family, all 10 of my siblings, my parents, and went to see the fireworks. You have 10 siblings? What? That's crazy. I don't support gay marriage, Lizzie. God bless you. If I want to hear from a scholar, I can ask Scott Hahn or Stephen Ray. Yep. Women. Oh, was that negative against me? Or, I mean, I'm not a scholar. Like, obviously, I'm not a scholar, guys. Like, I don't know if this has been discussed yet, but I felt like your video response, and after this we'll get back to the topic, I felt like your video response to Father Mike was like attacking too much. I know you don't treat him like an enemy, but still the way it was presented. So I think that we just have different personality types. Like, I read one of the comments on it, and it was, I think, from this guy named Dean or something, and he was like, how would you feel if the same thing happened to you where someone publicly approached you in a YouTube video and said that what you were saying was objectively wrong and not scientific? Like, how would you feel? You wouldn't want that. But I would want that 100%. If I said something publicly in a video that tens of thousands of people watched and it was wrong and it was awful and it was presenting Catholicism in a bad way, 100%, I want someone to make a video publicly refuting me, 100%. And so I think anyone who doesn't want that is afraid of truth, honestly. And it's just like, that's so mean to say to you guys. That's so mean. I'm so mean to say that to you guys. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I need to be like more sensitive in how I talk. But yeah, like, I am not a sensitive person. I love refuting people. I think it's important to have dialogue, and I want to be wrong. That's the thing. Like, if I'm wrong on something, I want it to be proven to me publicly, in person, directly. And so the problem is just because it started online, it needed to also end online. Because it's just, what I want is other people to watch the Father Mike Schmitz video and then my video be in the related, and they're like, wow, there are Catholics who are actually intelligent and understand psychology. You know what I mean? But a lot of people were like, why didn't you contact him? Like, you should have texted him. I'm not friends with every Catholic public figure. I've never met him before. Like, I probably know someone who knows him, but I didn't make it for him. I made it for everyone else to understand the issue. You know, I just want compassion towards any kind of mental illness, including gender dysphoria. I'm so thirsty, guys. I just got back to my apartment like a few hours ago, and then I was like about to pass out, so I just like laid in bed. Okay, let's get back to the song. What is anti-Catholic? So, being negative or oppressive towards Catholic theology. Would you go to a non-denominational church? I've been to a non-denominational church so many times. My friends go to them, so I also like I'll go to service with them and stuff. And my church I grew up in, which I'm gonna do an entire live stream on Church of Christ and my experience growing up in Church of Christ. I love your response to Father Mike Schmitz. My mom is a psychologist. I'm so happy you liked it. Yeah, I thought it was really, really respectful. Like, I also think it's a YouTube thing. I just like private reproof more than public. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a personality difference. Like, I'm an ESTJ, so I'm very, 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 like, direct and combative, and I want to be treated the same. But I totally realized that, like, Jesus says treat others as you want to be treated, but every time I do that, I'm not loving people, because people don't want to be treated how I want to be treated. And so it's really hard. Like, in individual relationships, I can kind of learn over time that, like, how I want to be treated is absolutely not how this person wants to be treated. But obviously when it comes to YouTube, like, I don't know how other YouTubers want to be treated. As an INTJ, I felt the same. I went to a college and seminary, and they had both men and women in professor positions. And in fact, for our online department, a woman is the dean, and so is the woman should not be in major. Oh, so it is a hogwash claim that women shouldn't be in major teaching positions, and that many times is their true calling. Don't let anyone discourage you in it otherwise. Yeah, absolutely. And people don't understand that nuns, the majority of what they do or have done is teaching. So many nuns teach at Catholic schools. So of course women have to be intellectual. That's insane. I think the people who are the most conservative and fundamentalist about female and gender roles should want women to be intellectual the absolute most. Because if you want women staying at home and homeschooling the children and raising the children intellectually, obviously they have to be super educated in the church and everything, right? That's crazy. Okay, so I want to go back to the song and talk about why I think Trump will be reelected. So you are somebody that we don't know, but you're coming at my friends like a missile. Why are you mad when you could be glad? Sunshine on the street at the parade, but you would rather be in the dark ages. Making that sign must have taken all night. So one of the reasons that people get mad at the gay rights parade is because there's a lot of nudity, and it's just not a family-friendly environment. It's not. And I think that it feels very pushed on people. That's how it feels. I've actually never been in a place. There was actually a gay rights parade near my old neighborhood, but I happened to be I was traveling that weekend. But just the way it is, it's very like over sexualized to this absurd degree, and so much unity, and so it really pushes people away from the movement. And, you know, there are some people who, you know, want gay marriage in Christianity, and they'll claim that people can be celibate, and then until they make like a life commitment together. Like, people say that. I used to say that as a Protestant. But then when you have this gay rights parade, when everyone's like completely naked and over sexualized, then people like don't view the movement as anything close to Christian sexual ethics. So that's why people get mad at it, because it's not family friendly. Making that sign must have taken all night. You just need to take several seats. You just need to take several seats and then try to restore the peace and control your urges to scream about all the people you hate. Because shade never made anybody less gay. So let's talk about the last line first. So she's talking about conversion therapy. I don't know, maybe I'm taking the song like too seriously, but the fact that this is going to be like streamed on repeat by so many children and teenagers and millennials, you know, that's why we should really be analyzing it. People don't understand this. Music is really, really powerful. In past cultures, they would use poetry. So reading like the Iliad, that everyone learned that as poetry, as music, as their cultural ethos. And so music today, even though we may think like, oh, it's a catchy bop, it's subliminally influencing especially children. I'm at a point now, I'm about to turn 25 on July 22nd, and so I'm a full-blown adult. Like, obviously there's brain plasticity, but you know, it becomes less and less and less as you get older. And so by me listening to this song or Ariana Grande, I'm not gonna suddenly start changing my ideology. But someone who's a child or a teenager will be subliminally affected by this kind of stuff. So you need to calm down. You're being too loud. Why are you mad? So I'll explain to Taylor Swift and to anyone else why Christians are mad. So Bishop Barron, he said towards the beginning of the gay rights movement, when they referred to it as a right and began using rights language, Bishop Barron said that in the future, this is going to be used as a club to attack Christians. Because the moment you say it's a rights issue, that goes above religious belief. We use this same rights language to talk about women voting. Happy early birthday, thank you. To talk about women voting. Or to talking about ending segregation, that black and white people can go to the same schools, can drink out of the same water fountains, can vote, you know what I mean? And so they're attaching rights language to this thing that is just objectively against Christian principles. And so obviously that's going to lead to attacking the Christian principles. And I used to think that Christians were overreacting, that, you know, there's no religious attacking, that people who want gay marriage, like all they want is gay marriage to be legalized, and then like they'll leave us alone. They just want to like live their life, do their own thing. They don't want anything to do with us. Like we can just live peacefully, independently. But that's not what is going on. They have closed down Catholic adoption agencies. So it's literally a place where if a single mom or a teenager, someone is pregnant who cannot financially take care of a baby, they can connect with the Catholic Adoption Center, and then people, parents wanting to adopt a child can come adopt the child. So like the most amazing pro-life, beautiful, pure, non-controversial organization ever. It's an adoption agency. Because they wouldn't let a gay couple adopt a child, they were closed down in New York and Pennsylvania. And so obviously the big thing that we've heard about is the Colorado baker, where because he wouldn't bake a wedding cake for a couple, he had to go all the way to the Supreme Court, disrupt his entire life. I chose to become Catholic on July 20th of last year. Oh, you're so new. Wow. Wait, so you decided to become Catholic. So you're still in RCIA or something? So we have the baker situation, and it's been with so many different aspects of a wedding, with florists, with music. Just because they're not wanting to be at a gay marriage, no, oh, you're confirmed. Yay, when did you get confirmed? Just because they don't want to support that monetarily with their business, they have to shut down their business. Like, they're not allowed to work. And I understand in the sense of if you're running a restaurant, you shouldn't be able to say, oh, because you are a gay couple, you can't be at our restaurant. But it's a whole other thing when you connect it to a marriage ceremony. What they're claiming is a marriage ceremony. And so they're shutting down Catholic businesses. They're shutting down Protestant businesses. And this isn't just a Christian thing. This is Muslims, Jews, you know, all the major Abrahamic religions believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. And we're having our businesses attacked and shut down. So that's why people are not calm. It's not just they want gay marriage legalized and then they'll leave everyone alone. We're not being left alone. That's why we're not calm. They're the ones who need to calm down. So, and I totally, and let's talk about all the trans issue as well. So like everyone's been saying, I made a response video to this YouTube channel called Ascension Presents. There's a priest, Father Mike Schmitz, who makes so many amazing videos that I love and watch and comment on. But he did make one video that I disagreed with, and I felt like he talked about gender dysphoria, which is the mental illness that trans people have. He talked about it in a very brash, harsh, kind of like aloof type way that came across as mocking. And kind of like in the song when she's like, "You're coming at my friends like a missile." That's how I felt in the video. I felt like he was attacking my subscribers. And so I made a response video where I was just like, we need to have extreme sensitivity when talking about any mental illness, whether it's bipolar, gender dysphoria, schizophrenia, depression. We should just be careful with the language we use and understand psychology. So I made this video response, like 40-minute video response, helping people to have compassion for people who are trans. So I want to say that before I say this other part. So people are literally getting fired, it's worse in Canada, because they refuse to use someone's preferred pronouns. So I personally use people's preferred pronouns. I just feel like it's easier for me. I don't attach any kind of ontological significance to it. I use people's, and I think a lot of it is because people literally appear as the other gender. So different YouTubers I watch, you know, you never know that they were born one gender because they look like the other gender. So I just call them that name and it's easier. You know what I mean? It's just like easier socially. So I personally use preferred pronouns, but other people are not comfortable with that because of their religion. And so they're getting fired. And there is this one situation where this teacher was fired and she just didn't call people by their pronouns. So her solution is like, I'll just call you by your name and not your preferred pronoun. And she still got fired. And so that's the problem. And like I said, I have the utmost compassion for people who are trans. It's awful. There's such a high suicide rate. But once you take this 0.05% of the population and start hitting other people with a club, it's gonna make people mad. It's gonna make people not have compassion. And for a long time, and I still do, blame a lot of conservative Christians for not researching more and not understanding gender dysphoria. There's a lot of mockery that happens where they'll make fun of like, oh, like hundreds of genders, dog gender, when really it's people who have gender dysphoria who their whole life they've wanted to cut off their sexual anatomy. So I have compassion, so much compassion, but people are using this and then firing people from their jobs. There is a higher suicide present after surgery. Absolutely. Most people don't get the surgery. I'm just talking about preferred pronouns and hormones. But yeah. I don't think people should get sexual reassignment surgery if there's that higher suicide rate. It doesn't seem worth it. It's also really expensive. The female to male surgery is $1 million. It's several surgeries total, but yeah. So, I just realized there's like a fan going on. It's like blowing my hair. Like, I'm not trying to come on here and be a model, I promise. Oh, I like how the fan is affecting Lizzie's hair. I'll start always doing this. It was just really hot. Okay. What are your pronouns, Lizzie? She, her, and they. I'm just kidding. My pronouns are normal pronouns. We had several RCIA teachers, and the majority of them are teachers. Also, our choir leader is female, and most of the scripture readers and Eucharistic ministers. Sorry, I'm a few minutes behind of the live. Oh, you're fine. Thank you for commenting. Affirming women's giftedness and skills. Okay, so I actually have your comments here. So I think I'm gonna read them from here. Is that okay? A girl, oh, you guys are all commenting on this. A girl should always have a fan blowing her hair. Hi, Nicole Marie. Hello. Is this my best friend? My friend has that name. I'm digging the wind blowing drama edition. Here we go. Not to be weird. Oh, wait. So we're... Sorry, guys. I'm on top chat and not live chat. The top chat. You guys should be happy if you're in the top chat. It's like you're a top fan kind of thing. I agree with just about everything Max Boy 50 says. Comparative religion is my hobby. Anglican checking in, hoping y'all are cool with that. Yeah, of course, you're always welcome here. Oh, my phone's gonna die. I'm gonna charge it. What about the legalization of trans boys playing girls at sports? That's pretty unfair. Yeah, it's horrible. It's so unfair. So the one thing is that if you go on hormone blockers as a teenager, you'll never develop the male strength. And so I have, in that situation, I kind of understand that it could be equal. So if someone is born male and then they're a trans woman, so then they become a woman, if they do hormone blockers as an adolescent, they'll never gain that male strength. So that person, I wouldn't really have a problem playing in the sport. I mean, I don't know all the depths of the physiology, but yeah, I was literally watching a YouTube video 2 nights ago, and it was this girl, and this made me realize how big of an issue it is. But she was talking about, I'm kind of getting cold, guys. I'm gonna turn off the fan, okay? She was talking about how she's an athlete, right? And in her like county or something, she's one of the top people, right? But there are 2 trans guys who are also in the county, and it's making it so that she was in like 5th place or something, and when really she'd be in 3rd place for all of these meets. And she said that it's going to affect her college scholarship because they don't know that these are trans athletes competing against her. And these were not people put on hormone blockers. It is like men, so male to female, trans, and yeah, they're competing against her, and it's gonna affect her college scholarship. So I think that's so unfair. And this is another thing where it's like we're taking 0.05% of the population that I have the utmost like compassion and empathy for, but then it's affecting everyone else. And so that's why people are not calm. But I want to talk as well about why I think Trump is gonna get reelected. And I do not want Trump to get reelected, obviously. But, oh, wait, let's finish this song real quick, and then we can talk about the, okay, Bridge. And we see you over there on the internet comparing all the girls who are killing it. But we figured you out. We all know now. We all got crowns. You need to calm down. So again, like I said, the first verse and the bridge are not talking about the gay rights movement at all. It's just talking about how as a society we tend to like girls are taught to hate other girls. You should run for president, Lizzie. No, I would hate that. I don't know why anyone would run for president. It sounds awful. All the presidents, they look like they aged 20 years when they're president because it's like the most stressful job. I would hate it. But yeah, so women are just taught to kind of go against each other and attack each other and compare. And so that's what it's saying, how women are taught to do that, men are taught to do that. Anytime there's a successful woman, it's like you want to attack and compare them. So she's like, we figured you all out. We all know now that we all got crowns. So many women can be successful together. And she's like, you need to calm down. And then she keeps talking about how you need to calm down. But I want to explain now why I think Trump will get reelected, and it's super related to all of this. So I am pro-life. I think abortion is murder, and I don't think abortion should be legal. But I'm a registered Democrat, and I still vote Democrat because of all these other issues I agree with, like the environment, healthcare, education, helping single moms. I feel like the Democrat Party definitely gives more funding to the foster care system, to the children who are born to those mothers. And the Democrat Party gives more funding through financial aid, like Medicaid or food stamps. And so I think it's important to support those single mothers. So I'm a registered Democrat. I want everyone to know I'm very liberal. But conservatives in the country, people who are not racist, who are not homophobic, who are not bigots, they just support certain policies. Like, they care about immigration and they just want more funding for the border. And they're not racist against Mexicans or Latin Americans at all. They just care about border security, which I care about border security too. During Obama's presidency, he helped some of the countries in South America, and he actually reduced immigrants under his presidency. So it's not at all a partisan issue. But these people who genuinely just care about border security, it's nothing personal against people of other ethnicities. They're told, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist, you're not allowed to have a position on that. And the same thing is happening towards Christians who believe marriage is only between a man and a woman. The reason Christian theology teaches that marriage is only between a man and a woman is because we want a society where every single child is growing up with both of their biological parents. So in an individual situation, if there is a gay couple who's having sex, who's married under the law, all of these things, they're not directly harming people. Like, implicitly, indirectly they are, but not directly in that situation. But once we have a culture where sex is disconnected from children, which is what is happening, we have so many children who are being born out of wedlock. And so the same thing is happening if you have a couple and they're having sex before marriage and using birth control. Like, in that situation, what if they don't get pregnant? They're not contributing to children being born outside of wedlock and not being raised by a mom and dad. They're not causing that at all, but all of these things are contributing to a culture that is separating sex from children. And what Christianity wants is sex, marriage, having children, lifelong commitment to all be the same thing. And so that's why birth control is not allowed in Catholicism. That is why masturbation is not allowed in Catholicism. Because we believe that every single sex act should be intertwined and connected with having children and having a life commitment with someone. And so that is why Christians, that is why Catholics are against gay marriage. It has nothing to do with being homophobic and hateful against these people. Absolutely. There are so many Americans who are racist, homophobic, hateful, awful people. Absolutely. But some people just have views on immigrations. Some people just support their church and are living life as a Christian or Muslim or Jew and believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. And so when you start labeling these viewpoints as being so hateful just because they have that viewpoint, and literally, I thought it was so interesting, this song. People are constantly like, you need to calm down. You're not allowed to have a perspective. Shut up, bigot. Like, these are the things that conservatives are told, and they're being silenced constantly. And a lot of times these people just have a different perspective on an issue. And so when we're telling these groups of people, you need to calm down, you're racist, you're a bigot, you're homophobic, all of these things, obviously you're going to push these people so far away from the dialogue. And so that's why I think Trump could easily get reelected if the Democrat Party doesn't get it together. And at the start of this stream, I was talking about how there are socialists running for president. There are 3 different candidates who are definitely socialists. And so, like, Bernie Sanders, I really don't like him because he's just so far left. And it's like, I just want someone who's a reasonable candidate, who doesn't want partial birth abortion. You know what I mean? And so if we're constantly telling this group of people, we're silencing them, you're not allowed to have a spot at the table because you are racist. And, like, absolutely, there are loads of misogynistic, racist, awful people in the country. Absolutely, maybe millions. But there are also people part of the group who are just conservative policy-wise, and they're told that they're not allowed to have a viewpoint. The left are very anti-Christian. I would say no. I would say that a lot of people on the left are Christian. Like, half of Catholics vote Democrat. There's so many people who are religious. So many people. I love the rosary, me too. I could instantly tell she's a Republican. I'm a Democrat. What? Oh, are you talking about Taylor Swift or me? I'm very liberal. I mean, now that I'm Catholic, I've obviously become more conservative, but yeah, here we go. I'm so exhausted from talking, guys. What do you want me to talk about now? So, why would you disown your child if they grow up to commit genocide? I don't know what disowning a child means. Like, I would always pray for someone and be there for them. When they had a reasonable candidate at the California Democrat Convention who said that socialism is not the way forward, they booed him down. I know, isn't that awful? It's awful. I really love the Colorado guy. He's my favorite. If they pick Biden, then it's over. Yeah, so Biden obviously would be the best candidate. There were so many moderates who voted for Obama, and I mean, Obama did an amazing job with, he really helped the Latin American countries, and so the crisis going on there, like, it reduced the immigration coming over. And I want to be clear, like, I absolutely love immigration. Pretty much all the people coming over from, like, Latin America are Catholics, right? And so Catholicism is going down in the country. People never go to mass. And so if it's people from, like, Ecuador and Guatemala who are Catholics, like, come on over, be part of the US, be citizens. That's amazing. You know what I mean? Like, as a Catholic, I feel like I don't have a problem with anyone coming into our country. Like, we're all immigrants, and so I love having more people in the country. But I think the issue is just, you know, you have to love yourself before you can love other people, and so I think people really care about, yeah, I don't think everyone's racist about it, but yeah. But I'm just saying, I love immigration, but Obama did decrease the illegal immigration by helping to fix the countries when he was president. Instead of going left or right, we need to go forward towards Christ. Love. I believe in justice and upholding the rights granted to us by the Constitution over everything else. I think that no one should be above the law, which is why I can't vote for Trump. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm so annoyed that it won't let me go to the other way, because it looks like I'm not looking at you guys when would you make this year the video of the DNA test? Oh my gosh, yes. So I'm trying to get it sponsored by Ancestry.com, which means they would pay for the test and pay me to make the video. So they did not reply to me, and so I, like, literally last night, I DM'd their Twitter account, and they sent me a different email to email. So I'm definitely, like, trying so hard to make that video and make it happen. No one is above the law. That is why I voted against Hillary. I hate how Christianity has so many... That's so funny. Why is Trump above the law? He did so many illegal practices as a business owner. And then with their involvement in Russia in the election, it's illegal what happened. Like, his meetings with them and stuff, so... Lizzie, I think you have to give Trump a chance. He hasn't actually done anything bad. Are you serious? There are children being locked up in jails at the border, separated from their parents, which is kidnapping. And not only is that awful for the children, they've died as well, because we're doing it in privatized prisons that are trying to make money. Good night, Lizzie. I'm gonna pray a rosary for you and your followers. Thank you so much. We love you. Good night. So, I forget what I was just talking about. Oh, things that Trump has done that are horrible. So not only is that horrible for the children, but it's horrible for foreign policy. Like, every country is getting so mad at us, and they just think we're awful that we're doing that. So it's bad for foreign policy as well. I prefer Ben Carson. Really? He's just not a good orator. Or Ted Cruz if we have to go to Republican. I campaigned for Hillary in 2016, me too. When I was non-practicing, now I feel so bad supporting abortion. I only support Trump on abortion. He's a gangster and has Russian mob ties. Are you saying that's a positive or a negative thing? can I ask you a completely different question? What Bible do you like for new Catholics? Okay, one of my friends from Bible study at my church gave me this Bible. It is the sorry guys, the Little Rock Catholic Study Bible. It's kind of pricey. It's on Amazon, so look it up. I really like it because I was actually asking if there's a Bible like this when I was becoming Catholic. So basically, let me show you. So it's kind of like a study Bible. So like you have stuff like that, like charts and stuff. This isn't actually a good representation. Okay, here's a good representation. So this is like explaining all of these things. Like a beatitude is an ancient literary from something, something. And then they have, these aren't good examples. So they have like charts and stuff. And they even have quotes from the catechism and quotes from popes that I really like. So, I feel like this is a horrible example. If you look at the Bible as a whole, there's a lot of cool things in it. But, yeah, they also have art. They have really good art. It's black and white, but, yeah. So, yeah, it's like a study Bible where they have loads of footnotes. Yeah, so I guess that was the main thing you guys could have seen in the Bible. So they have loads of footnotes. They have like chapter headers. They have Vatican quotes, catechism quotes. So it's totally like, yeah, I love this so much. It was scary getting a Catholic Bible, but Tobit is my favorite book that's like new. I like the RSV from Ignatius. Ignatius is amazing. Independent Catholic Church is Catholic, but it is a group in the Catholic Church. Has anyone ever read the Mueller report? No, I haven't read the whole thing. Does Trump really care about ending abortion? He's talked about it, but hasn't actually done anything about it. Trump is pro-choice. Like, he's not at all pro-life. He even said at one point in a book that if he was to run for president, he'd run as Republican because it'd be easier to manipulate everyone. Like, he literally believes that, or he did at one point. But Trump elected a Republican to the Supreme Court, the guy who was accused of sexual assault. So, yeah, so Roe v. Wade can be overturned now. We have 5 conservative justices, so that's what he did for abortion. But you're right, he is pro-choice. Like, he's just saying that to be elected. But, which I actually think we should have more of, where we should have, Taylor Swift would be a great president. I think we should have more of where we're allowing candidates to disagree with parts of the party. I just think it's weird to expect everyone to agree with every part of every party. You know what I mean? I like the Douay-Rheims Bible and the Orthodox Study Bible. I've seen the Orthodox Study Bible a lot when I've like been at Orthodox churches and stuff. I'm so hungry, guys. I want to eat soon. What time is it? I want to go to the pool. The place I'm staying at has a pool, and I traveled today and I'm just like so exhausted, you know? I've been working out so much too. I think I'm gonna make a video on this, guys. But I've been improving my posture so much. And yeah, the reason I'm gonna make a video, so my back is extremely flexible, but like too much. So I was a dancer, I did ballet growing up. And so when you're doing like arabesques and stuff, like you have to like, I don't know how to film it, but so in ballet it was really good to be super flexible, and I didn't realize that it was a problem. But recently I've been doing like a ton of back workouts, arms. I can almost do like a pull-up because look guys, look at my strength. And then like my back as well is like getting so strong. So I completely fixed my posture though, and I'm still working on it. But basically my whole life, my back has like arched like that all the time when it's supposed to be like that. And so every single time I'm lifting something, working out, walking upstairs, that part of my back is never ever working because it's arched like that. So my lower back muscles have 0 strength. It's like insane. So I've been working so strong to up my muscles, and yeah. So I'm basically doing my own physical therapy. because I went to physical therapy for my feet. I'll actually show you guys that too. So my feet went like that my whole life. When they're supposed to go like that, they went like that. And the reason, part of the problem is that in ballet, you're always going like that. That's how you do ballet. So you're always like all the time. But in my physical therapy, we had to go like this. And so literally like that muscle, like the muscle on the outside of my leg, it literally was not developed at all because I was always like that. So what I learned from all of this, and the physical therapy was 2 summers ago for my feet, and it completely changed it immediately. And it actually made me angry because growing up, I had I had inserts put into my shoes for cross country because I was running wrong. And so it was such an easy fix in physical therapy, like literally so easy. We just did like 3 weeks of sessions and then I learned these exercises. So the problem is that in sports growing up, you selectively work muscles. So I know that if I have kids, I'm going to research and have them do other exercises to equally work out their body. So Lizzie, have you heard of the Didache Bible? It has apologetics. Ooh. The Didache Bible. Can you speak Greek? Anaste Christo. No. So I learned Greek in college, which was like 5 years ago. Well, not 5 years ago that I was in college, but when I learned Greek. But I'm so tired, guys. I'm so hungry. I think I'm gonna go soon, okay? But yeah. So so I took Greek in college, like Koine Greek, so I learned the language of the Old Testament and I can read it still. So like if I look at a Greek Bible, I'm able to like know the words and stuff and find the words in a lexicon. But we never learned to speak the Greek, we just learned to read it, right? So I got a kick out of watching Mother Angelica. I love Mother Angelica. Yeah, it's now 10 p.m. Yeah, I'm in California, so it's like not, it's like 7. Upload and EWTN. I filmed with Catherine Hadro of EWTN. She's the one who runs the Pro Life Weekly show, so we've met before. So when I was in DC, we filmed together, and I did we did a tour of EWTN behind the scenes and tour of her office, and we talked about her life and why she got to where she is. So if you love EWTN, make sure to watch those videos that are coming up. I'm gonna try to upload every day, and if I don't upload, stream every day, just because I've been like really behind on my channel. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff filmed though. I'm excited to show you guys. I am gonna go. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hearing my rant about the Taylor Swift song and politics. I'm glad that we can all get along and love each other, even if we disagree with each other. I have wide feet. Thank you for sharing all of your knowledge. I appreciate it. I love you, Pam. Latin Americans have no rights to steal the United States. That's theft. Okay, it's called, it's a like United Nations thing that if someone is in their country and it's a horrible situation, we grant asylum. So that's kind of the argument that people are making. Hi from Canada. Hi, I love Canada so much. I just discovered your channel today. LOL. Hi, welcome to my channel. You're always welcome here. Lizzie, I want to thank you for making my night great by going live. I was feeling down, but seeing you helped boost my mood to go take on the world and take more amazing photos. Oh, that makes me so happy. You're wonderful. You have so much passion, and I'm so excited for you to do more work. Bye, Lizzie. I'm from Eastern, so yeah, gotta go. Okay. I love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow in my EWTN Pro Life Weekly video. I love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.